Hello everyone, A.M.R. weather here, and today we'll be talking about the tropics and Hurricane Ernesto, which is now strengthening. And in my recent analysis, I forecasted that it may become a major hurricane by Friday. Well, here are the sea surface temperatures. In the Gulf of Mexico, the average is about 31, with some spots even being higher, 32, and some spots 32.5. In the open Atlantic, the average temperature is about 26 or 27, with some spots peaking in 30 and 29. In the Caribbean, the average temperature is about 29 to 30 degrees, with some spots being higher, about 31, maybe some spots even 32. And finally, in the main development region, it is about the average of 27, some spots getting up to 28, 29, and potentially even 30 near South America. Well, here are the current models. Here is the GFS. You can see here is Ernesto currently. Let it load in. Well, there it is. In my recent forecast, it actually had a recent millibar pressure of 971, so I expect it to be a little lower. And it actually has a wind speed in my recent analysis of 105 miles per hour and is moving currently at 10 miles per hour north. But there you go. You can see it impacts the island of Bermuda heavily with its hurricane force winds. And then it slides off, maybe potentially affecting Atlantic Canada in the future. So we'll have to watch out for that. Here is the European model. You can see that Ernesto is not as strong on the European, but it's still quite strong and potentially even gets to major hurricane status also. And also goes up to affect Atlantic Canada. Lastly, here is the Canadian. The Canadian has it also getting strong, but not quite, maybe at most a weak Cat 2, and then weakening to a strong tropical storm before it reaches Canada. Here is the wind shear. You can see in the wind shear that there is a teeny tiny bit, when the throttle modes, it doesn't want to load for me. There is a good amount affecting Ernesto, but it is kind of well wrapped right now that it won't even be affected by it. And maybe it looks to be reflecting that. As you can see, those arrows are now pointing away. So who knows? Maybe, I don't know. We'll have to see if it can strengthen and it has enough time over those warm waters to a major hurricane. Here is the current vorticity. You can see that currently Ernesto is quite well wrapped, although there is no eye, which doesn't indicate a strengthening storm yet. Although it looks to be better well wrapped just before it hits Bermuda, so who knows? I still think it has a shot for major hurricane status. Well, here is what Ernesto currently looks like. You could see that it is well wrapped and it is definitely a hurricane with some convection blowing up in those grays and blacks and reds. But it is not producing an eye, although it may look like it has an attempt currently to blow up the eye. It doesn't look well, but I think it may be starting to put out one finally. Here is where Ernesto is currently located. It's currently situated a little bit north of Turks and Caicos and Hispaniola, and it's a little bit south of Bermuda. Here's the current ocean heat content. You can see where Ernesto is. It is still fairly warm. It will be moving into a little bit cooler waters, but still have enough fuel to feed this storm system. So I think it still has a good chance at a Cat 3. Here is the current recon data. Sorry, I forgot the word there. They are finding a max wind speed of 68 knots, which is about 98 miles per hour, which is just below what's needed for a Cat 2. Or it's actually just above, but they won't place it at that until it hits that 100 mile per hour range. But I think it is going to be a Cat 2 in the National Hurricane Center definition by sometime tonight. And they're finding a lower pressure of 972 millibars. So I think that it definitely has a shot. Well, thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe as it helps my channel grow and get the word out to more people. And please, as always, stay safe and be prepared.